and over 30 films. My next guest has an interesting look at Hollywood and today's sex symbols. I'm sure times have changed a bit since we first knew Diana here in Hollywood, and certainly in her native England. But she is here and quite knowledgeable and great fun. Here's Diana Dors.
I must say this, you know.
How are we doing, Diana?
We're doing fantastic. I've been sitting watching, and I have three things tonight. I've fallen in love with Ann Miller's dog in the dressing room. She has the most beautiful dog. It's a human being with fur.
After all the work we've done
I'm
out
sorry
here
about that. I've been talking to
90 minutes, you've fallen in love?
You want to hear about that dog?
No, she really is fantastic. I'll tell you the story in a minute. I've fallen in love with Fernando's son.
Yes.
Really.
Lorenzo, have I got a girl for you?
No. I'm old enough to be his mother. I'm sorry to say.
That's going with John Travolta. Just did a whole film about
that. It doesn't matter anymore if you're old enough to know. And I think your series is just fantastic. I wish I was going to be here in America to watch it. And I'm here to say, Leslie, I've never met you before.
No.
But I discovered you many years ago, the first thing that you ever did, and I said that Lesley-Anne Down is the greatest thing that's come out of England in 20 years since Gene Simmons, and I really mean that. I think you're fabulous. I really do.
I haven't seen you in a while.
No, I haven't been here for a while.
So nice to see you.
Thank you. It's lovely to be back
If you could have written the book on film and sex symbols in film, I mean, you really almost in a sense started all of that. I think that word is really attributed to you.
I came over here, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because, you know, everybody has to have a tag. And I came over here in 1956 the first time as Britain's answer to Marilyn Monroe. I didn't invent that. They did, you know. I've been Britain's answer to everybody. I mean, there was a point...
Winston Churchill?
Almost. There was a point in my life when I just used to answer to... come here, Britain's answer. You know, I mean, I was Britain's answer to Veronica Lake, you remember her, and Betty Grable and Lana Turner, and then, of course, Jane Mansfield. You know, I was so tired of being Britain's answer. I wasn't really Britain's answer to anyone. I was me, you know. But I came over here on that sort of sex symbol, glamour thing, and it was the tail end, more or less then, of Hollywood as it was in those days. Right. But I have written a book. It was #1 bestseller in England, called For Adults Only, and I've written, part of it is obviously about Hollywood. It's not an autobiography. It's a kind of A to Z of life, or A to Z, as you say over here.
You're not a Londoner. You're from the north of England.
No, I'm not. I'm from the south of England. I'm a farmer's daughter from Wiltshire.
See, I always thought you were a miner's daughter.
A miner's daughter? Not in Wiltshire. No.
Where are you from? What city?
Now, you see, I come from the sort of background everybody thinks Lesley-Anne comes from, because Lesley-Anne played Lady Georgina on the screen. Now, if I'd been put in upstairs, downstairs, I'd have been downstairs. Because that's the kind of person I look like.
If I remember, you're the Fluck family.
I was, yes. But my father was a captain in the army, you know, and he was so rather... We were kind of high-class people.
Well,
nobody thinks that because I look, you know, I look like I'm downstairs. You know.
Fluck.
Don't go into that, please, Anne. Not on this show. I cried. Yes, we're all going to be in trouble.
In big trouble, yeah.
Diana, what's the future for you? What do you want to do now? What are you doing?
Well,
what do you plan to do?
I came over here for a holiday, basically, and to see my two sons by Richard Dawson, as you. So
they're great
they are
kids.
Fantastic, aren't
Wonderful.
they? And as a matter of fact, the youngest one is coming back to England with me tomorrow when I go. Gary, he's going to study music over there, and I think he's really going to make it. He's certainly as handsome as Lorenzo, and he's very, very talented.
Right. And Mark?
Mark is working with his father on the show, Family Feud.
It's a good show. It's got
on the
ratings.
editorial. Oh, it's fabulous. I'm really very pleased for Richard, because, you know, he waited a long time for that, and it was just great. But I'm going back to England, and I've written another book, hot on the success of my first one, which comes out in 2 weeks, so I have the promotion for that. And I'm going to do a Greek play next week and a television spectacular and also a pilot for my own chat show. I'm going to be female Merv Griffin.
Well, that would be perfect.
I think
we should dress alike.
Hey, how about that? The trouble is...
I'll hold down the fort here and you hold it down in Joliet.
I tell you what, there's only two things you're missing.